and as last but not the least, of course, durable solutions. Well, we are very pleased now to have some pre-selected state representatives from other countries that we have invited to provide inputs on their own national perspectives and recommendations to the panel. And we will conduct the following three presentations in order. And after the three presentations, we will reopen for further question and answer and discussion. Each of the presenters, the first one from Indonesia, the second from Sri Lanka, and the third from Afghanistan, will have strictly 7 minutes each so that we can actually have more time for the question and answer. And now it's my pleasure to welcome and to give the floor to Mr. Suprayoga Hari, who is a primary planner at the Deputy Minister's Office for Regional Development of the Ministry of National Development and Planning. I know that you're called Bapenas from the Republic of Indonesia. So thank you so much for joining us, sir. You have the floor.
Thank you, Cecilia, and nice to see you again. Salamat. I think the last time we met in Geneva last March.
It is a pleasure for me to see you again.
Sure. With Professor Kellin at that time. And thank you also for Nadine of the GP20 and Nanette, also Aminesh and also Lori who invite me to be part of this workshop. Okay, my presentation is just one slide actually, and it's going to be very interesting for me. Maybe next slide to share how the Indonesian government has already been, working on this disaster displacement. This is actually based on the fourth question that's already been endorsed actually by the GP20 and also the UNDRR. And I try to, respond to this guiding questions into the next slide. Next slide, please. And next slide, please. First, it's on the policy and planning. I think it's going to be very good to share about the regulation, importance of the regulation. Because Indonesia already been trying to put the disaster displacement in the emergency relief states into a very, important regulation. It's just been, established 2 years ago actually. It's quite new in 2018, and it's been, applied into, how we are dealing with this kind of situation. And the case of Central Sulawesi, the liquefaction, the tsunami, and the earthquake back in 2018 is actually one of the trigger how we need to have this kind of the relegation to be in place. Along with maybe currently we are now struggling with the Merapi Mountains eruption, which is still ongoing, and the displacement of the people there is very much related with this kind of regulation. And we need also to maybe explain about the one that I've been explaining in Geneva last March about the Sister Village program, which is now still being ongoing actually in the Merapi area. How the people from the impacted villages are now moving to the safer villages and working together with the people, each other, and with the sister village, scheme or program in this case. And of course, learning from Aceh and Palu, case, it is very important that partnership and also the cooperation is very important to be taken into consideration. And on this policy and planning, the recommendation is actually, along with the experience and also the lesson learned about the regulation framework, is very, very required actually, and very important to be integrated into the IDP management program. And this is going to be very our commitment actually, dealing with this kind of situation. In the preparedness measure, of course, it is very important to have how the locally based, like simulation and drilling, and so also the socialization, like the one that we had previously and currently in the sister villages, as well as how we are dealing also with the Palu, case of the liquefaction, the relocation of the people. Everybody needs something like the drilling and the simulation and also socialization in this case. That's why the local based simulation is one of the accommodation. And of course, how to promote the local resilience is one of the issue that needs to be promoted actually in terms of how the people who are displaced going to be very well, acquaintance with this kind of, route and the population, the places where they are going to be, relocated or maybe displaced. And then, sorry, that slide, still the slide, number three. Yes. And then on the data, it is also very crucial issues that the data needs to be well consolidated. And we here in Indonesia is very much related with one consolidated data and quite centralized data because it is very important to have the data to be consolidated and also to be collected nationally. Otherwise, it is very easy actually for the local people to make the marking up the data and so on and so forth. So the data is very well maintained. And of course, the data is coming from the local government, and we need to have this very well, pulled and also well analyzed in terms of how we try to make some data information system. Like we have already been working in sister village program previously back in 2010 until now, and also about the risk modeling that's already been applied in some cases like the one that we had in Palu as well as in the current Merapi area. So in terms of the IDP data information system is required to be accommodated into of course, the DM plan. The DM plan, the 5 yearly, also the more longer term. Also, we have this kind of IDPs modeling to be in place and be accommodated. And finally, on the financing framework, of course, the government budget needs to be provided locally, uh, along with the local government also provision of the budget and other stakeholders, as well as the joint programs of the IDP support. And the forecast-based model is also very much required actually to support the financing of the sustainable IDPs management in place. So that's the way we are trying to have this kind of initiatives and try to have this recommended for the HLP for the next discussion. Thank you, Cecilia, for the very short minutes allocated. Maybe it's worth it for the discussion. Thank you. Salamat.
Thank you so much as well, Mr. Dr. Soprayoga. I remember very much in Geneva how you had shared with us the importance of your responses at the village level, and which actually provides us a very clear focus that your own responses as government is to ensure that the programs and modeling are centered on the people themselves, the internally displaced persons. Thank you so much for that. We learned that.
Thank you, Cecilia. It's very interesting mention actually about the limited resources and concept report. The importance of coordination is very crucial here. And I think along with the issues in other countries as well, like the NDMA, as well as how we are dealing also with like the Ministry of Social Affairs, or even like the Ministry of like the refugees management and so forth, and also the Ministry of Planning and Ministry of Finance. It needs to be very well coordinated each other. And I think along with the plan, the DM plan, as well as how we are dealing with the contingency plan, for instance, dealing with the refugees, dealing with the IDPs. It is going to be very good for us to deal with this kind of financing actually related with the needs and related with the plan that already been set up and also arranged in the DM plan. And along with the DRR plan with the community-based disaster risk management, for instance, we also need to have this kind of resource mobilization, not only from the government side, but also from non-government side like the NGOs, the CSOs. This should be well participated also in this kind of initiatives. I think that's the way we are trying to do this kind of resource mobilization and limited resource and person utilize. Thank you, Cecilia.
Thank you very much.
Can I?
Dr. Suprayoga, I see you again on
Thank you.
the please go ahead.
Thank you, Cecilia. As I already presented twice, yeah, in Geneva and also just recently, the issue of the program of the sister village, for instance, is very locally initiated. How the adjacent or neighboring villages actually in the prone area as well as in the safer area work each other and try to collaborate each other. So it means that the management of the IDPs, the management of the disaster replacement, is belongs to the local. All the local initiatives is giving a praise actually by the central government. And in the Indonesian case, the central government is just endorsing and also like supporting or facilitating actually the way the locals working each other. So, and along with that kind of initiatives, the planning like the one that already mentioned also by Blanca in the DM plan as well as in the contingency plan dealing with disaster is very much initiated by the local government. And the local government is also needs to have their responsibility actually to make it more sustainable actually, rather than waiting and getting some subsidy from the central government for the long term and for the sustainability of these initiatives. It really belongs to them. Their budget, their own initiatives is very much related with their willingness actually and politically support in this kind of situation. So I think that the local league-based initiative is very much important to respond to this question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In fact, Dr. Soprayoga, if you remember, I shared in Geneva that my very first trip